Hello again. The Premier League is back this weekend, and of course you'll all be busily picking your fantasy football teams. Paul Merson has been doing pretty much the same thing. So Merse, let's take a look at some of the key positions, shall we? We'll start at the back. Goalkeepers. Can you pick me a bargain out for my fantasy team?
A bargain's going to be difficult. I would have said Begovic. You know, I think he's a very good goalie, Begovic. But Bournemouth let in quite a few goals. I'm going to go. I think you've got to make sure you get points at the back. I'm going to go Lloris. I think Tottenham are solid, good defence, and a very, very good goalie. I'm going to go Lloris.
What about Ben Foster? He's, West Brom don't concede many goals. Fantastic season last season.
Yeah, and to be fair, with the amount of saves he has to make, you've always got the chance he's going to win man of the match as well. And you're probably right there, Jeff. That's a good choice as it goes. You look more than me.
Let's move forward a bit then. Any must-have defenders? I mean, a bit of a dying art defending these days.
I would say Cahill. Yeah. I would say Cahill, and I say that because every time he comes up for a corner, he always looks like he wants to try and score. You know, he doesn't come up as a centre-half and think, I'm coming up because the manager told me. And he always seems to score enough goals during the season. 8 goals
last season.
I mean, that's priceless. So, for me, Cahill's.
I mean, just looking at your alternatives again, if people are looking around, Everton don't concede too many. Think Michael Keane will have a good season there?
Be interesting to see. He done great at Burnley, but Man United did let him go. And, for me, I'd always look and think, well, why did Man United let him go that quick? So I'd be interested there. I will be interested. But they do play with holding midfield players, so that he is going to get the protection.
OK, so maybe not Michael Keane for you, but definitely Gary Cahill then if you're looking for a big central defender, because goals from defenders are a massive, massive bonus, aren't they? Let's look ahead to the midfield then. It's the same thing, isn't it? You're looking for goals from your midfield players in fantasy football, so who can get a bag full? Maybe, could anybody get 20? Is there a modern-day Frank Lampard around?
I think the nearest thing to it is Dele Alli. For me, I think, when you pick your fantasy team, you like any team, you want to be strong down the spine, and if you've got a good goalie, keeps clean sheets, Cahill gets clean sheets and can nick a goal. And Dele Alli, for me, is probably the only midfield player who could get 20 goals. He's the nearest thing to Frank Lampard, but he'd have to do that for 10, 11 years before he's a Frank Lampard. Yeah.
What about a couple of the Chelsea boys? I know Eden Hazard's not fit at the moment, but Hazard and Pedro, could they help themselves to goals this season?
Yeah, they could. Yeah, definitely. But, you look at them, Dele Alli's going to play all the time. Hazard might, Pedro might not play and William might play a game. And, I like picking players that I know are going to play every week. And, I think Pedro will be rotated, and I don't think he's going to be playing 38 league games.
What about anybody in the Arsenal midfield?
Ramsey. I think if Ramsey could get back to doing what he'd done great before his injury and get in the box, I think he starts coming a bit too deep. But towards the end of the season, he started getting in the box again. And I think if he can do that, I think, for me, Ramsey's a good finisher, and he always finds himself in that position.
Right. Well, we know where everybody splashes most of the cash in fantasy football, as in real life. It's on the strikers, of course, isn't it? So, who's in line for the Golden Boot this season? Who else is going to get 20-plus goals, do you reckon, Merse?
Well, I've gone for Jesus to get top goal scorer.
At Man City?
Yeah, I have. And I think him and Aguero might share it. I just think Man City are going to score 6 goals 5 times this season and get loads of 4s. And even if you're coming on as a sub, he'll nick a goal. I think Lukaku at Man United and Kane at Tottenham, they're their own in centre forwards, really. So, for me, they could get rested in the lesser games. Against Brighton at home, your Huddersfield's home. No disrespect to them, but if they're playing them at home and then they got a Champions League game on Tuesday, they could be rested, and the manager might think we can get away without playing them. That's where you win the Golden Boot, is against them teams. You ain't winning the Golden Boot by scoring 15 goals against the top 4.
Do you not think that Pep Guardiola might decide he wants to rotate his front men a bit, especially when they've got Champions League as well? Yeah,
and I looked at that, but I just think even if they rotate, when you come on a sub with 20 minutes to go, when you watch Man City play, they make chances. They can score 3 goals in the last 20 minutes of a match, Man City, and that's probably why. And I think he's good value, if I'm being honest. I mean, 8 to 1. I mean, if you're going to do an each way, I don't think he'd be outside the top 3.
Well, people haven't got much money left to spend. Let's take a look at a couple of alternatives. Tammy Abraham. got 26 goals last season in the Championship. Could he score goals for Swansea?
Yeah, I hope so, because I do like him. I think he's a real good player. He works hard, he makes intelligent runs, and I think he can do. When you're a centre forward, though, you're only as good as the people that are providing you. And if Sigurdsson's not playing, you can take so many goals away from that, from his tally. So, you know, you ask anybody, whoever plays centre forward, you're only as good as the people that are providing you with the chances.
Here's another sort of wild card thought, if you like. I understand there's going to be a tactical change at Southampton this season. They're going to pass the ball forward, which must mean that Manolo Gabbiadini has got a chance of getting a few goals.
If he plays, yeah, I always find, though, Jeff, with Golden Boot winners, again, Golden Boot winners, you win the Golden Boot in the last 25, 30 minutes of football matches when the game opens up. He always seems to be the one coming off there.
He always was with Club Puel. He'd always take him on 58 minutes.
You know, I don't know if that's fitness. So, for me, if he plays, the lad can score. I've seen him play and he's a good goal scorer, he's a good finisher, but, you know, you've got him and Charlie Austin, so will they go two up front or will they rotate as well?
Just one last one, Merse. Alvaro Morata. Played at the highest level, obviously, for Real Madrid. He's got a good strike record for Spain, 1 in 2 for Spain. Will he score the goals that Chelsea require?
I hope so. It depends how quickly he settles. He's not got the... You know, he's not renowned for one-on-ones with a keeper, so he's not a great finisher. You know, he's not one of them that goes through and needs time to think and then he'll score. I think he's an instinct finisher where, you know, it'll come and he'll go bang and it's in the back of the net before you can see it. He needs to get going. He might not play tomorrow. If he don't play tomorrow and they win that game, which they should, and Batshuayi scores, and then all of a sudden they have a good start, he might not play in August. Come back from international, he might not play the first 10 games. So if he doesn't play tomorrow, he might not play for the first 5 games of the season.
Okay. Wise words. Those are Merse's ideas.
From a wise man.
From a wise man. Yeah. He left us just before Paul Merson arrived in the studio. Those are Merse's ideas. I'm sure you've got your own. Have a very successful fantasy football season.